Today I bring you the battle of the $400 cars. To my left, your right, we have the 2006 Chevrolet Colorado. To my right, we have the 2006 Chrysler Town & Country. To my center, we have the 2018 Yellow Labrador. All three of which I bought off Craigslist for $400.
Just kidding, I did not buy Beetle for $400 off Craigslist.
I'm going to pit these cars against each other in several challenges during this video, and whichever wins the most challenges will be the winner of the whole video. And then I'm going to give them a Dougscore. For those of you who don't know, a Dougscore is something the YouTuber Doug DeMuro does. I'm just going to do it as kind of a joke, but we'll do it anyway. First, we'll be taking a look at the Chevy Colorado. Alright, so I bought this Colorado a little while ago. I have put 500 miles on it, I think, and it's been good so far. This has the 2.8 four-cylinder engine, a 5-speed manual transmission, 136,000 miles, vinyl seats, and that's pretty much all there is to say about this guy. Alright, next we can take a look at this 2006 Chrysler Town & Country. Alright, so this is the base model Chrysler Town & Country. It is a Chrysler Town & Country LX. It has the 3.3 liter V6 engine, a 4-speed automatic transmission, 87,000 miles. I bought this last winter. I've put around 10,000 miles on it since then. It's been fairly reliable. It's broke down a few times, but been fairly reliable. And it's got 7 seats. Or wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7 seats. Alright, so we're going to start out with the 0 to 60 test, which is the test that everybody always wants to know. I think we'll start by taking the Chrysler out, just because it's easier for me to get out of the driveway than the Colorado right now. Alright guys, I found a somewhat straight and flat strip of road to do my 0 to 60 test on. I apologize if you can't see the speedometer, but I'll tell you when I reach 60. Alright guys, let's see if I can even make it to 60 in this. This is like a half-mile stretch of road. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, I don't think the camera could handle my massive acceleration out of this 3.3 liter V6. So, we'll try this again, and this time I'll hold down the tripod. See what we get. 3, 2, 1. Wheel spin! And there is 60. All right. Well, that was fun. I got some wheel spin for sure. I arrived back home, parking it in the garage for now just so it doesn't get rained in while this window's broke. Anyway, let's go try this out in the Colorado. I am actually very interested to see whether this is faster or slower. All right, I think I'm clear to go. All right, this is the same exact spot I was with the van. I backed up a little bit to here, I believe. All right, I'm not gonna do crazy shifting, like just leave my foot to the floor. I'm not gonna break the car. But all right, here we go. Alright, the 0 to 60 times are in, and they are pretty slow and sad. The truck did a 13-second 0 to 60 time, and the van did a 12-second 0 to 60 time. I didn't go to the tenths because it was just obvious the van was slightly faster and the numbers aren't all that important. But the winner of the acceleration challenge is the 2006 Chrysler Town & Country. Alright, our next challenge is how many things were broken on each car when I bought them. And I'll just rattle these off quickly. So, alright, we'll start with this van. The Craigslist ad stated that it needed rust work, brakes, an alternator, a battery, and I think that was all it said it needed for it to be a good running van. The Chevy Colorado ad stated it needed rust work, exhaust work, and I think it said it had an engine light on and the tailgate didn't work. And that's all this one said. So if we're going off which costs more based on what the ad said, then the van would cost more just because the brakes are pretty expensive and stuff. However, each of these had problems not stated in the advertisement. So the biggest problem that wasn't stated in the advertisement for this van, which broke on me a couple weeks after I got it, was the muffler, which rusted through, and also then the oil pressure sender switch. That stopped working, so my oil light keeps coming on. I haven't fixed that yet because it still has pressure. And then the window regulator over here broke, which I still need to fix, so this window doesn't roll up and down. So I definitely had a couple of things break that weren't stated in the ad. So the Chevy Colorado guy was a lot more honest in his ad, and there's only one thing that has broken on me that wasn't stated in the ad, and that is the airbag light has come on. That's the only thing wrong with the Chevy other than the stuff mentioned in the Craigslist ad. So the winner of the challenge of which vehicle had more things broken on it is the Chevy. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, our next challenge is comfort. And I was trying to think of a way to do this unbiasedly, because my bias is that the van's more comfortable just because I've put more miles on it and I've ridden in it more. And then I watched a Top Gear episode and they did something similar to this. So what I've done is I've approximately measured out precisely 4 cups of water. I'm gonna go just put this on the roof and trust that gravity holds it down. Just pour the 4 cups in here and then drive down the road at a constant speed and then measure. Once I get down the road, I'll pour this back in, measure how much we lost, and whichever vehicle lost more fluid will be the loser. Alright, so what I'm going to do is drive up there, put the stuff on the roof, and then come down here at, let's say, 30 miles an hour. Just keep a constant speed of 30 miles an hour the whole way, and then I'll stop once I get past here. Alright, I got the bowl loaded on the roof. We will hope gravity holds it down. Alright, we're done. A wiser person might ask, why didn't you put the bowl in the bed? And that's because I'm not a wiser person. Let's take a peek at if we got any liquid left. Oh, look at that. We still got some in there. My very scientific measuring method. Let's do it. I would say that that is 1.8 cups left. All right. Let's see how the van does. Here we go with the van. I'll go ahead and drive back up there, put the bowl on, and come back down. Right, and now the van, we got the bowl on the top, asking gravity to hold it down again. 30 miles an hour was way too fast for this. I don't know why I chose it, but I'm gonna do it again. So let's see if I can get up to speed to this time. All right, guys, let's go ahead and measure the fluids lost. Oh wow. Well, I don't even have to measure it. I can tell you that there's less in this one, but I will double check. Yeah, guys. Sorry to say it, but this is only like 0.8 of a cup when the other one had 1.8. All right, well, that challenge is going to go to the Colorado then. All right, guys, it's time for the fun factor. Let's see how much fun we can have in both of these $400 cars. Start out with a little grassy burnout, see what we can do. Alright, well I think that's all the fun we're going to have with this Colorado before I break something serious. So let's go ahead and hop in the van and see what we can do in that. Alright, I'm not going to push the van any harder than that. Had some good fun with it. You might not expect to have too much fun out of an underpowered $400 car, but I actually had a pretty good time with these guys. However, I think the Colorado is a more fun car just because it's got rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, so you can do drifts and you can go off-roading. The van is fun with the V6, but I mean, it's not what it's made for. It's made for hauling families or hauling tools around. Truck you can have a little bit more fun with. All right, and we are on to the very last segment of this video, and that is the Dougscore. So starting with the weekend category and styling, the van is, well, there's no other way to put it. It's not very pretty. It's just kind of an eggplant. So I'm giving the van a 4 out of 10. The Colorado is not much better, but it's definitely better looking than a van, especially the front end. I like the front end a lot, so we're giving the Colorado a 6 out of 10. Next up, for acceleration, they both did about 13 seconds 0 to 60, which means they both get a 1 out of 10. For handling, both cars are pretty poor at handling, and they both get a 2 out of 10. Next is the fun factor, and like what I already went over, the truck is a little more fun, and it earns an 8 out of 10, while the van earns a 7 out of 10. Up next is the cool factor. A minivan in no world is really cool. Although this is cooler than most minivans, it's still not that cool, and it earns a 3 out of 10. Trucks are kind of in style right now. Everybody seems to want to own a pickup truck, so we're giving the Colorado a 5 out of 10. This brings the total weekend score for the van to 17 and 22 for the truck. All right, next up is the daily category, and let's just start with the van. So for features, I gave it a 3 out of 10 just because it's got automatic roll down windows, a CD player, some wood paneling, and automatic locks even, so it gets a solid 3 out of 10. Next up for comfort, this van is super duper comfortable. I've driven it 10,000 miles on the highway on back roads, giving it an 8 out of 10. Quality is not so great. As you can see, it has not held up together super well over the last several years, especially with the rust. The interior is pretty nice, which brings it up a little bit for a 3 out of 10. Practicality is super high. It gets a 10 out of 10 for all of its cargo space and 24 miles per gallon. And of course, value. It gets a 10 out of 10 for being a $400 car. All right, now on to the Colorado, and in the first section, features, this gets a 1 out of 10. It has no features, manual everything. The only feature it has is daylight running lamps, which I don't even count, so 1 out of 10. Comfort, even though this truck won the comfort challenge, it's gonna get an 8 out of 10, just like the van, just because this seat cushion is slightly collapsed on the driver's side, so it hurts my back when I drive it for over 2 hours. Next up is quality. This truck also gets a 3 out of 10. It's held up a little better on the exterior, but the interior quality is just quite poor on this truck. It's all plasticky, even more so than the Chrysler. For practicality, this truck is very practical, but it's hindered by the fact that it only seats 3 people. So it gets a 9 out of 10. And finally, value. Of course, it gets a 10 out of 10. So overall, the van's Dougscore is a 51 out of 100, and the truck's Dougscore is a 53 out of 100, making this truck the winner of the Dougscore challenge. Overall, both these cars are very good for $400, and I would recommend buying either one if you see them listed on Craigslist for cheap. But the winner of this challenge, and the car that I think is the better deal for $400, is the 2006 Chevy Colorado. Thanks for watching, and see you next week, where I take off the bed here, install a new fuel pump, and do some other work to the Colorado.